few more. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on. USP Pollock, man. Dude gets at the warden. We'll talk about New York State prison, about the guards getting indicted. Yeah, it's going down, man. Prison content all the time, right? All kinds of prison shit going on. But let's check and see if we get some people in here today. Got some good interviews coming up. Got a big one tomorrow, man. Dude gets hit by the AB 34 times. When I say he gets hit, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, let me turn this joint down. There we go. See if we get some people in the live Saturday morning. I probably should have put up a notification, but I didn't. But it is what it is, right? As soon as some people get in here, man, we'll start talking about the whole Robert Brooks thing and all of that good stuff. And what's going on, National Guard. Anybody seen Chuck? Good morning, man. On your way in, hit that like button, man. You know you're going to like what we're doing on Saturday morning, and people always do, right? We always get some weirdos in here on Saturday morning, too, so we got to keep an eye on them chats. If you see something that you don't like, man, and you're a moderator, man, go ahead and get it up out of here as long as it's violating the rules. You know what I mean? We're going to follow the rules on Saturday morning, man. You know what that means? No skin flute playing. Yeah, no, none of that crazy shit. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, you know, we got some people coming in. Jose, I see you. Scott, Jurgen, thanks for being here. Cool Cat, good morning to you. See how many people we got in here, man. It ain't popping yet like that. It's only 34 people on a Saturday morning. Some people are sleeping in. It's snowing all kinds of places. What's up, Chad from Long Island? What's going on? Rich, Sirius, Big Snooks, Colorado Springs in here. Okay. Definitely no skin flute playing, right? Wow, got in one, Chad. No work today. Okay, Doug, glad to see you. Australia in the house. Noah, Greg Paris, always here, supporting us straight out of Mass. But anyway, you know, we'll talk a little bit about, you know, the cops, obviously. They get indicted, all kinds of stuff going on over there. Yeah, all kinds of shit going on, right? People are leaving, walking out of the prison. That's what I'm talking about. Scott with the big 5-piece already first thing this morning. You know, when you do that, though, you know what they do? They give us this thing. It says, what does it say? Okay, let's heart that thing. I don't know how to do that. Okay. You could be a lucky recipient of Chad Mark's Blender membership with access to exclusive perks. Allow gifts. You know, sometimes there's stuff, that's what's up, man. Okay. Doug Ross gifting memberships today. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, shit, I don't know. I might have done something. I don't know what I did, man, but I did something. Anyway, man, yeah, let's talk about this stuff, man, what you guys think. You know, we'll talk about New York State prison. We'll talk about the culture. We'll talk about some of the people that were responding. But first, we want to talk a little bit about USP Pollock, federal prison, right? We got some federal prison news today. Holy shit, man. Doug, what the hell is going on? Are you just gifting people memberships, man? Like, what's up? I don't know if I did that. If you did, I don't know what happened, bro. But it is what it is, man. Give them away. Hide your bank account files in the skylight. Hey, man, it's like prison shit right here, man. It's like a prison cell. You know what I mean? But anyway, Bill's Mafia, love the hoodie. Hope Cook don't leave. We'll see. Ray Davis is a big guy. So anyway, USP Pollock, right? They got a new warden over there. Warden's coming in, he's shaking everything down, he's locking them down, and some dudes are like, man, I can't handle the oppression. We're going to talk about Attica today. We'll talk about Attica riots. We're going to talk about a lot of shit today, right? Kicks fix. If I know how to do it, I'd put it on there, bro. I don't know how to do it myself. At least the clip I saw on the news of them doing that to the guy, yeah. So anyway, USP Pollock, man, Muslim dude out of Philly, he's like, yo, man, I had enough of this shit. They're in there shaking down, warden's in the unit. They open up the cell, man, let him out and shake down the cell. Dude sees the warden. He says, you know what, man, I'm suited and booted, man. He's like, I'm about to get busy. He gets that old Nizife ready, and he goes after the warden. You know what I mean? He chases the warden down. They said, you know, I talked to some staff members that work there. You know, sometimes people write me stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on my computer over here, but it ain't looking good. Hold on, I'm trying to fix this. So anyway, man, they get at me and they're like, hey, look, man, this is what happened. So dude comes running out of the cell, big mouse in the house. I see you, brother. Dude comes running out of the cell. This is yesterday. This happens at Pollock yesterday. And he tries to stab the warden. They say he wasn't successful. Hit that like button, man. Appreciate you, Stacy. Good morning. Top of the AM chat, everyone in the chat. Jimmy Gunn. Oh, shit. Yeah, anytime you do something to the warden, what do you think's going to happen, right? Dude doesn't, he's not successful. I'm sure the cops wrestle him down, probably put the beats to him. There's probably a lot of scrutiny on cops everywhere right now. And the reason that there's so much scrutiny is obviously because all the shit that's going on in New York, right? And them dudes are making all kinds of demands. They don't want cameras, no body cameras. So anyway, dude tries to attack the warden at Pollock. So as soon as that happens yesterday, they probably put him on a bus or a plane. They get rid of him. Usually, man, you do something to a staff member, whatever prison you're at, as far as the feds go, they move you immediately. And I think the same thing in New York, right? They move you so that Big Doug with another $5. Okay, Doug. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody give Doug a shout out. Say, thanks, Doug. Type that in the comments. Thanks, Doug. Doug Ross, man, appreciate you this morning giving out memberships, man. Hitting us with the 5-piece, another 5-piece. We appreciate you, man. Good morning to you. Good Saturday morning to Doug. So anyway, yeah, usually they ship you out. So I'm sure that they ship dude out immediately, probably send him down to Beaumont. Usually, man, even if you're in federal prison, when you get to another prison, you do something to a staff member. The staff members at the other prison are probably going to kick the shit out of you. Or they're going to at least try. You know what I mean? That's usually what happens. They usually put the beats to you when you're cuffed, of course, right? Some of you might have seen the little short I did yesterday on the dude from my city. He owned a pizza shop here, Muslim cat. You know him and he stabs some dude at McCrary, right? Gets transferred. He's over there. All right now, Scott, man, you looking out, boy, Big Scott. Big Scott Hutchinson with the $5 piece, man. We appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the donation. That's what I'm talking about, man. Supporting the channel, player. And maybe that'll help YouTube promote us, right? If YouTube makes a little money, then maybe they get supported, right? So anyway, man, whenever you attack a cop in federal prison, state prison, pretty much they move you, right? Send the other prison cops, start beating on you, whatever. That Muslim dude, he stabs a dude at McCrary, gets an attempted murder charge. You already know he's the big T, right? You know what I say when I say Terror? Yeah. Certain things you can't say on YouTube, so we got to kind of like cloak it and kind of hide it a little bit, So yeah, he's arrested for that stuff, gets 22 years. He ends up in McCrary, he ends up gutting a dude. He ends up gutting some dude in prison. They charge him with attempted murder. They transfer him over to Coleman. He's in the hole in Coleman. And look, man, I'm going to tell you this. I might have mentioned this before, man. When I got to Coleman, they gave me half a mattress, man. That place was wicked, man. Half a mattress. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about some good stuff today, man. I want you guys to stay tuned on this. Hey, Chad, Tassat and Carrie, appreciate you. Can I get a shout out? Isaac. Okay, Big Isaac in the house. What state? New York. No, this was in federal prison with the Muslim brother. There's my boy Ali. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh aki. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. That's my editor right there, man. That's my 14, 15-year-old editor, man. Good kid right there. Really good kid, man. Doug, man, I see you just sent me some PayPal for my new office. Thank you, brother. $19 donate. Man, you donating today, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. You've done a lot today, and I definitely appreciate it. So, you get to Coleman, man. I'm like, yo, man, you gave me half a mattress. The cop's like, man, go holler at the warden, man. That's what we got. Man, socks. They just unprofessional, man. USP Coleman, definitely unprofessional. So anyway, this cop, Spanish cop, right? He's former military, all of that stuff. Pretty much, dude's like, yo, man, you didn't give me a mattress. They're arguing with him, like, yo, you guys are mistreating us. And, a lot of times, man, let's just keep it real, right? A lot of times you will see cops. And I've seen this in Raybrook where they told dude was out there leading the prayer and all of that stuff. And he said, hey, man, you can't have more than 5 people in a group. That's one of the rules in the BOP. You can't have more than 5 people in a small group on the yard. You can't have like 8 people, 9 people. Usually, man, they don't always enforce that. But cops walked up and said, hey, man, get your dumb ass up while they were praying. And they're like, what do you mean, bro? We're praying. You're violating us. And the Muslims get serious when you do shit like that. They're like, hey, man, get your dumb ass up. I told you, man. You got 10 people out here praying. It ain't happening on this yard. And a lot of them dudes are former military, and they really despise those dudes, right? So anyway, this dude approaches the dude. They're at Coleman, right? And he's like, look, man, you ain't getting no mattress, whatever. He opens up the cell door. Shit like that. This is what really happens in prison, right? Hold up. Let me see. Okay, he's out of here. I told you guys we'll get some people. Yeah, we're getting rid of that guy. He's out of here, man. He won't be watching this channel, not with that name. Not talking about, look at that. What? Sometimes I read the comments because they're funny, right? Sometimes. That's probably like some weirdo that's probably doing stuff on his computer that he shouldn't be doing. But anyway, thank you, Amy. Amy's on it, you know what I mean? So anyway, they go in the cell, man, whatever. They start closing the door. They say, dude tried to spit on the cop. The cop told him, hey, man, roll that door again. This is the real stuff that happens, right? Roll that door. So, they roll the door. The cop goes in there, cuffs the dude, beats the brakes off him, breaks his ribs. Dude actually goes to the hospital, broken ribs, all of that. I'm sure he's going to sue. Now, he's a big TER. You know what he is. He's going to sue and he's going to get all kinds of money, right? The cop pleads guilty and his ass is going to federal prison. And then, his argument with his lawyer was like, look, he's former military. This guy tried to attack him. It's always this guy tried to attack him. That's not always how it is. We're also going to be doing a documentary about New York State Prison where this one dude's doing a 1 1/3 to 4, right? We're working on getting the material for this. Dude's doing a 1 1/3 to 4. Let's see if this works, man. Hello, hello, hello. This shit is wild, man. Dude said, pay your bill. Pay all my bills, man. You got smart shit to say like that, man. Fuck your mother. How about that? How's that sound? Hold up. Can you guys hear me now? All right, we should be good. I think we might be good now. Let me get back on here, right? Let me know, man. Are we good? You can hear me? Okay, we're good. Damn, man. Damn, man. What the hell, man? I don't know, man. What the hell's going on, man? But anyway, man, dude probably, dude probably go ahead and get himself a lawsuit, right? He's going to make a couple dollars off taxpayers. We were talking about, the cops going in there and breaking dudes' ribs, all of that good stuff, right? Let's see if Amy comes back in. Yeah, man, sometimes I get mad about this. I'm already mad about this shit, man. You guys know I can't do, I can't even access my camera for YouTube live videos from my computer, man. So, like, they like it's somehow blocked. You know what I mean? Like I contacted YouTube, try to get all that done. Like, so see, like I watch the little comments and stuff on here like that. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, sometimes I get mad, man. I apologize. I shouldn't do that stuff, man. Anyway, let's try to get back on track where we were at. You know what I'm saying? Before we lost everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry that we lost people, but anyway, shit happens, bro. It is what it is. You need Streamlabs or OBS. I got OBS. I got all that stuff on my computer. All of it. So we got a super chat, and then it went down. Hey, man, I told YouTube they can get paid, man. If people are donating, YouTube makes a little couple dollars. You know what I'm saying? So I thought they'd be happy about that. Anyway, that's how that shit happens, man. I kind of lost my train of thought, but we'll go back to the New York State stuff, right? Where pretty much we're going to do a documentary on this dude, ends up getting 17 to life, kills another dude in jail. The cops are like, yo, we want you to get this dude. And they give him the thumbs up. The cops are like, we got you, man. Imagine that going to prison with 1/3 to 4, and then you off a dude in prison and end up with 17 to life. You got to be the smartest dude around, right? And then, the federal correctional officers, when they go in there and they break dudes' ribs, absolutely. Dude's defense is like, hey, look, man, I was a military guy. This guy's he's a terror. You know what he is. I was having some flashbacks. I beat the brakes off the dude. He tried to spit on me. He tried to attack me. It's always that narrative. You know what I'm saying? Always that narrative. But let's talk about the New York State prison guards, because that's what's on the thumbnail, right? That's what we should be talking about. Hit that like button, man. Show us a little bit of support since we lost. We lost a bunch of people, man, because it just went out. So I apologize for that. And I think the nurses, a bunch of people are charged, right? When federal SEALs get in trouble, do they automatically go to the feds or do they go to the state? It depends on how they're charged. If they're charged with a state crime, they go to state prison. Charged with a federal crime, your ass is going to federal prison. Just like these dudes with Robert Brooks, right? I mean, I mentioned this before. Yeah, they get indicted by the state, and they're going. I mean, them dudes are hit, right? We'll talk about that. And one of the dudes didn't show up for the indictment. I seen some stuff on Facebook where there's some allegations that did the nurse that was laughing get charged? Yes, the nurse got charged. The nurse that was laughing definitely got charged. It's in there, right? We'll check it out, right? I want to know which one of them offed themselves, man. I'm wondering if it was the bald head dude that was kicking him in the chest. Because I was trying to look at the pictures after they all got arrested, mug shots, and I'm like, man, which one is the dude that was kicking him in the chest? Because I felt like that dude was a real piece of shit, right? And now, I don't know if you guys know, but, obviously, everybody's on strike. Dudes ain't going to work. What's up, Corey? I see you. I'm gonna do something for you, man. All these dudes are on strike. People are leaving work. There's some comments out there like, oh, these guys, man, it's an unsafe environment. One of their stipulations to go back to work is they don't have to wear body cameras. Why not? I mean, if everybody's on the up and up, keep everybody honest. Why would you not want to wear a body camera, right? You just had your collective bargaining, stuff you guys just did a few months ago. You guys all agreed on, hey, we're going to have cameras. You agreed on this set of rules. There's 113 people in here. Hit that like button for us if you can. They all agree on having the cameras, all of that good stuff, right? And then now all of a sudden you don't want the cameras. Why? Is that because Nicholas Anzalone, David Kingsley, Anthony Farina, Christopher Walworth, Matthew Gallagher, an additional suspect whose name, listen to this, whose name was redacted from a grand jury indictment? You don't want the cameras because all these dudes are caught on camera beating this dude? You don't want that to ever happen again, right? Yeah, you don't want that to happen. You got Kathy Hochul. She comes out saying, hey, look, Robert Brooks should be alive. You also have the district attorney says, look, usually, when you see something like this, you're like, well, what did so-and-so do? So-and-so did something. He said, but in this case, nothing happened, right? He's like, no, nothing ever happened. Robert Brooks didn't do anything. I don't believe, listen, man, Robert Brooks shouldn't be dead, number one. And I don't believe what the prosecutor is saying, right? I believe that there was a confrontation at the other prison. And I think it's something as small as the cops talking disrespectful to dude, and dude responds like, man, fuck you, man. Then they slam his head into the wall, right? Bounce him off the wall. Next thing you know, he's on a bus. He's heading over to Marcy because there's an assault on staff. What about when staff assaults inmates, right? Staff assaults prisoners. I don't believe that narrative. I think there was something that happened at the other prison, and then that's why they transferred him at Marcy like that. They get him there, and then when you're at Marcy, they're like, we want you to know, boy, we don't play no games, man, over here. They got the good old boy system over there at Marcy. Plenty of people have been beat up and demolished over there by the cops. You know why? Because people like the governor and all that, they sweep all that shit under the rug. Had this shit been not on tape, what do you think? You think any of these dudes be in jail if their camera wasn't on? None of these dudes would be in jail. How do you think they feel about the dude that had his camera on? He's ostracized. Where's he at? Do you think he moved? Do you think they got him the hell out of there? Or is he the guy, there's some allegations that someone off themselves, but is the guy with the camera on? Is he the guy that they didn't indict or whatever? Or is he the guy that's like, hey, man? Think about that stuff. Then I think also that these guys, right, we'll brush up on this. I think every one of these dudes are probably going to be charged federally too. They're probably praying that they go to federal prison, right? They don't want to go to state prison. Did they get him right in booking when he got there? I'm sure something happened in booking. Then they took him to medical, right? Coming from another jail, they probably took him to medical to assess him because they're going to put him in the hole, right? They're going to put him in the box. I think he went right to medical. New York needs these Cali prison politics, and both parties would be happy. I mean, dude, when you look at this camera footage, it's ridiculous. These dudes, how do you think these dudes are feeling? They're like, damn, man. Charged with murder. Some are charged with manslaughter. The nurses, they got they got some women in there, right? The attack sparked public outrage. Why do you think all these dudes went on a strike? Was it because of the safety? Was it because of Collins? Do you know Boxing Shaw from Rochester, New York? Corey Sparrow, of course I know Boxing Shaw. He's buried right next to my grandmother, bro, believe it or not. I was with Corey when we were in Comstock together. Great Meadow Correctional Facility. Let's just go through this real quick so you guys know, right? And we're going to talk about what's going to happen when these dudes get to prison. Nicholas Anzalone, YouTube fucked us up, man. They knocked us out of the box for a second. Charged with second-degree murder, first-degree manslaughter, and first-degree offering a false instrument for filing. So he went ahead and made up a false report, right? Got to hold his brothers down, man. That's the code they got in there. Oh, yeah, and they also want unlimited solitary confinement. Because in New York, you can only go to the box for 15 days. Back in the day, they put your ass in the hole for years, man. Years. They'd lose you, man. David Kingsley was charged with second-degree murder. They said, hey, look, that's the only way we can be safe. This shit they didn't do this, they didn't do this work stoppage, right? Because of what happened at Collins Correctional Facility. If you believe that, man. I got an oceanfront property to sell you in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Like George Strait. He was unconscious before coming into the next prison. Is that why they took him right to medical? They really put the beats on him when he got to Marcy, right? David Kingsley was charged with second-degree murder and first-degree manslaughter. He was offered a $100,000 cash bail. Anthony Farina was charged, and for some reason, I feel like I know this dude, man. It's Anthony Farina. I know that name. Was charged with second-degree murder and first-degree manslaughter. Christopher Walworth was charged with second-degree murder and first-degree manslaughter. Matthew Gallagher, that's the redhead dude, charged with second-degree murder. He's not first-degree manslaughter. Michael Mashaw was charged with second-degree manslaughter. These are the guys that are probably standing around doing nothing, right? Michael Mashaw, Michael Fisher charged with second-degree manslaughter. David Walters, second-degree manslaughter. Nicholas Gentile was charged with tampering with evidence. He was released on his own recognizance. I mean, look, this is the culture. When you talk about prison, you talk about New York State prison, this is the culture where they beat the shit out of you, man. They play no games. They're going to handle that business, man. Yeah, and it ain't always good business, right? Another defendant was not named because they will be arraigned next week, was charged with second-degree murder, first-degree manslaughter, second-degree gang assault, and first-degree offering a false instrument. Those offered bail or bond were released or in the process of being released. They had to get their money up, right? That's why Hawkle and them probably did them a little courtesy, right? We're not going to arrest you right away. You guys get your money together, man, so you guys can get bailed out and go home, be with your families. Those dudes are at home heartbroken, scared to death, huh? Like, what's going to happen? I don't know if the dude really offed himself, but, there's allegations that he did, that one of them did. Where's the RICO on them, Amy asks. I think that you're probably going to see some of that stuff in the feds. There's probably going to be maybe a RICO violating, pretty much killing this dude under the color of law. According to the Onondaga County Medical Examiner, Brooks died of a massive beating. Well, we all know that, right? We all know that. Suffered from external and internal injuries that led to his death. This is the part that should drive you nuts, man. This is the part that should definitely drive you nuts. You hear me? Several of his Damn, man, I'm sorry about that, folks. I'm sorry about that. Do we got sound still? Several of his internal organs were bruised. Man, I ain't no doctor, so don't get mad at me when I say this the wrong way, right? All right, man, nobody can say the N-word anymore. All right, man, all right. You put it in there a few times, bro. We see it, dude. What would you say if Trump pardoned? Dude, Trump's not pardoning these dudes, man. He's not pardoning Diddy. He's not pardoning dudes like this. Trust me, it's not happening. The Karen Reed trial. Let me see. His hyoid bone was fractured. His thyroid cartilage was ripped. He also died as a result of repeated restrictions to his airways, causing severe brain damage. And finally, he died by choking on his own blood, man. Could you imagine that? All these hillbillies surrounding you, beating on you, choking on you, and there ain't shit you can do. There ain't nothing you can do. Dude, we got chosen here, so we got to be careful. There's guys in here, man, that are leaving comments. You know, when they leave comments like that, they're probably living in their mother's basement, man, with tighty whities on. But check this out, right? The governor's office, some of the lawyers over there had to withdraw because some of these dudes that are involved in killing Brooks, some of these cops, they already had other cases pending against them for beating up prisoners. Are you surprised? This isn't like this just happened. This has been the culture at Marcy Correctional Facility. And they want to go out and stop working. Yeah, man, the prisoners are probably safer without you guys there just locking them in a cell, right? Sending the National Guard in there, man. Brooks' final and fatal beating was delivered in the infirmary and captured by the officers. Let's read this. So someone asked about what happened. After stepping off the bus, Brooks was taken into the Arsenal, an area between bus pickup and the correctional facility, according to Fitzpatrick. From there, he was beaten on the way to the infirmary. So they were beating him up. There's stuff on the video that you didn't even get to see. They're beating him up on the way to the infirmary, where all new inmates are supposed to be given a physical before being put into general population. We know he wasn't going into general population, right? The article's got that wrong. He was going to the SHU. Usually, anytime you get in a fight in prison, you have an altercation, you go to medical, they do a little assessment of you. You okay? Okay. Oh, you're bleeding right there. Whatever, right? I know some of the Albanians, bro. I think I do know them. I think I was actually in an immigration facility with them many years ago. They should be held with no bail if that was me or you. We did that to a CO, we'd be fried. 100% we'd be fried. So pretty much, dude, someone said he was unconscious. I don't think he was unconscious. I think he came there and they beat him. Exactly what was said here. He wasn't going to general population. He was getting checked out and they were going to put him in the hole. But they went too far, right? They went too far. Definitely animals, man. Man, could you imagine choking on your own blood? Could you imagine being conscious and knowing that you're about to die? Brooks' final and fatal beating was delivered in the infirmary and captured by... So you didn't see the whole beating, right? Now check this out. How would the prosecutor know all that stuff happened, right? You think no one was like, hey, look, man, check this out. I know I work here, but I'm going to tell you exactly what happened because I ain't trying to go to jail, all right? I seen Billy Bob over there with Farina. They were punching him right as soon as he walked in the damn prison. Now, hold on now. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. Hold on, buddy. Tell you exactly what they did to that Brooks. Brooks come in. Brooks was talking a little bit of shit. I seen old Farina start punching him in the head. He came over from Mohawk. Officers from Mohawk, they beat him up just a bit too. I think some of them officers from Mohawk are part of this, right? I don't know if they all worked at Marcy. You better believe they beat him up. They beat him up at both places, man. Some Mohawk guards are probably on there, you know what I mean? David, I agree with you, man. They had a snitch, but a good one, honestly, if there's such a thing. Look, man, cops are handcuffing you and beating you and all of that shit, man. It is what it is, man. My step-pops brought your book from the feds. I think he was with you. His name is Hector Diaz. I probably know him, brother. Send me a picture. I'm late to this. It's all right. You could be late. So anyway, man, gets off the bus. They start beating him. They probably beat him up a little bit at Mohawk. He gets over there. How do you not have a Netflix? I'm just trying to do me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do me. But we are going to start stepping up some stuff, man. Robert Brooks' son, obviously, he's going to probably get paid, man. They're paying. Hold up, pause. We all know there is no thing as a good snitch. Well, when the cops telling the other cops that handcuff the prisoner and beat him up, man, you call it what you want. You call it what you want, man. Chad, was this poor man even found guilty, or was just in hold? No, he was guilty. He was guilty for he did some bullshit too. He was convicted of stabbing his girl, right? But that don't mean you. And he got 12 years. The sentence comes from the court. It don't come from the cops. He gets to prison, and the cops want to impose punishment. That's what they do, man. They impose punishment. The punishment came from the court, man. So here we go. Let's check this out. Brooks joins a list of state inmates who have died after run-ins with New York prison guards in recent years. Over the past 20 years, civil rights attorney Katie Rosenfield has filed several lawsuits against the New York State Department of Corrections. We're not talking sports today. And we're talking about boxing. We're talking about UFC, man, extreme levels. You know what I'm saying? Prisoners, oh, yeah, I mean, do we even need to talk about Alabama? Prisoners in Alabama have also come under prisons in Alabama have also come under national scrutiny for violence against prisoners. Federal investigators in 2020 found frequent uses of excessive force in 12 of the 13 state prisons. You go to prison, man, you can expect to get whomped on, man. Because it's a different culture, man. They treat you like you're a third world citizen. You're not a citizen of the United States, man. These people do some pretty vicious things to people, man. 100%. Things that they shouldn't be doing. And these cats right here, they're going to prison. What do you think their lives are going to be like when they get to the prison, right? Life ain't going to be nothing nice, I can tell you that. You know what's going to happen. They're going to go to PC. But look what happened with dude, man. The George Floyd dude, right? Somebody got at him. Someone that you would never expect, right? Former Mexican mafia member ends up telling all them guys. He gets at him. He gets at him, man. So, yeah, these guys probably are not going to have a very nice life when they get to prison. They're going to go to PC, and that's what it's going to be. What about their families, right? You get on some of these Facebook pages and you see like the family members, people are talking, people are upset, people are pissed off. Oh, the guards are being mistreated. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you something. Are there some fucked up prisoners? There are. I'm not going to say that there aren't. There are. Have you ever seen an inmate that follows the rules and still got beat? Yeah, I have. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm one of them, man. I was 17 years old. My roommates, when I was in Gowanda before it was a SO prison, I was 17 years old, man. They're making fun of the CO because he was talking like that. Wargula. Wargula was his name, right? And they're like, oh, you're making fun of the cop. They take us all downstairs. They handcuff us. And I'm 17 years old, man. This big-ass cop, man. I'm handcuffed behind my back at 17 years old. I wasn't making fun of the dude, man. I just came to prison. I was scared to be in prison. And he punches me in the stomach, man. That shit ain't cool, man. I'm going to tell you his name, right? I got hit twice by two different cops, one in Gowanda and one in Elmira. One's name was Sergeant Kalicki and Sergeant Kolpak, or Lieutenant Kalicki, Lieutenant Kolpak. I don't remember which one worked over there, right? Then I ended up getting in a fight one time with a Native American dude. We get in a fist fight over a flag football game. We both go to the hole. And that same dude that punched me in the stomach when I'm handcuffed behind my back, this is months later. He didn't forget me. He says, oh, it's you, huh? Remember me? And he punches me in the back of the head while I'm handcuffed. Man, I'm a 17-year-old kid, man. I don't give a shit if he was trying to scare me or not. I was already scared. You don't punch me in the stomach when I'm handcuffed behind my back. The rules don't say, hey, if someone comes to jail. Yeah, my book has real pictures in it. It doesn't say, hey, if you come to jail and you're 17, the cops can handcuff you behind your back and punch you in the stomach to scare you. That ain't how that shit works, man. What if I punched him in the stomach? I'd be charged with assault second, right? I'd be going to court. That's what I mean, man, about people's thinking, man. You think because a motherfucker's in jail, you can just do whatever you want to him. You can abuse him. Then I went back on a violation. I'm in Elmira, right? Go back on a violation. It don't matter what fucking year it was, man. What matters is that you put your hands on me and you weren't supposed to. That's what matters. 96, 97, those were the years. Then I go back on a violation, right? Go back on a violation in 2001, I'm in Elmira. I've been out here getting a couple dollars, man. A little bit arrogant, probably. All the bowls are dirty and shit in the kitchen. And I complain about it, right? I complain about it. Yeah, there's a grown-ass man punching a 17-year-old kid, right? In the stomach and then in the back of the head while I'm handcuffed for no reason. So anyway, Mike, man, I appreciate you, man. That's what's up, man. The $5 Saturday morning donation, brother. So anyway, I go back on a violation, I complain. I'm like, yo, what's up with the dishes, man? Everything's filthy, man. You can't eat out of that stuff, man. And the lieutenant's like, here, come here. Sergeant, whatever he was, Kalicki or Kolpak, I forgot which one it was. Southside Chunk, appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you. Shout out to Mike Bridgman, man, with the $5 donation, man. Thank you, brother. So I'm complaining about the dishes. The dude handcuffs me, takes me out in the back, handcuffs me in the chow hall, takes me out and slaps me in the face, man. Man, it killed my pride, man. I thought I was that dude, man. I went back on a violation, got a couple dollars. I feel like I'm on some grown man shit. I'm not a kid no more. Dude cuffs me and slaps me in the face, man. Never forget it, man. Never forget it. And I'll never forget what he looks like. You know, and look, man, I'm not saying all cops are punks and they can't fight. Some of them honkies are some big-ass honkies, man. Some of them dudes can fight, man. They grew up wrestling cattle and playing hockey and football and all of that type of shit. But, man, for a long time, man, I swore in my mind if I ever seen that dude, I'd do something to him, man. Because I'm not handcuffed no more. Now I'm a grown-ass man. I'm 40, man, how old am I? 46. He might be like 56, 57. I seen that dude, I'd punch him right in his mouth, man. Well, maybe not. I don't want to go back to jail, right? But I felt that way at some points. If the judge wanted you to be bounced and punched from the wall to wall, he would have gave you that sentence. Yeah, for sure. Wrestling cattle, my boy. Wrestling cattle down here. Yeah, but I mean, it's just there's a culture there. No matter what people want to admit it, they don't want to admit it. There's a culture in there, man, where pretty much they just beat the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? Some of them dudes, man, that's what they do. And there's no repercussions, man. There's no repercussions, man. They do whatever they want to do. No accountability. Now there's some accountability, man. Thank you, Leslie Marie. There's no accountability. But now there is because what? They got cameras on. Now they don't want the cameras on. Now they're saying, hey, look, man, you got to put people in the hole for years and years, right? All them years that you were mistreating people. You know, I heard this dude saying this shit the other day, man. Black dude, he was like, look, man, this is modern day slavery, man. They just changed the name of the game, right? I mean, you want it how it really is? It's pretty similar, man. It's pretty similar, right? The way they treat you, it's pretty similar, man. But I will say this, they don't discriminate. They don't discriminate. Just because you're white don't mean the New York State cops won't beat the shit out of you. They'll put that stick on you, man, for sure. Yeah, they all got sticks. They got these sticks they're swinging around. They're throwing them. They're catching them. You know, you've been there. You've been to Elmira. You know what it is, man. How do you fix it, right? I mean, are they going to not... Is the strike going to end? I don't know. It don't seem like it's going to end anytime soon, right? Maybe it will. I don't think so, though. And, you know, I think people are like, man, look, man, I go get a job somewhere else, man. I don't have to work here, man. Is it true SEALs are outnumbered? Always. They're always outnumbered. But you know what they're not? It's the mind control, the threat of a new case, the threat of mixing dudes in that got 4 or 5 years with dudes that got life, so that the whole jail don't go up. If that was anything about, you know, who's outnumbered, then don't you think people would be leaving prisons? Don't you think they'd be climbing the fence, tying up the cops? I don't promote any of that shit. But this is the thing, and I said we would talk about Attica a little bit, right? We'll talk about the Attica riots. People get tired of the oppression. And where does the oppression come from? It comes from the police, man. It comes from the police. Why did we have the Attica riots? Because of the oppression. People were tired of being treated like shit. They're like, oh, this shit's got to end at some point. At some point, this has to end. And this is the only outcome. This is the only option. People lost their lives, man. And you talk about they got body cams on. That's how they caught them. But they don't want the body cams on now. They're like, nah, man, part of, you know, our agreement to stop the strike, we don't get punished. We don't get retaliated against. No cameras. You could put prisoners back in cells, you know, longer than 15 days. Okay, Ray, I'm with you. Even though I'm not supposed to be, right? It's like an oxymoron to say you can't do this, but, you know, if they're Choskies, you can break their back. You know what I mean? But, hey, Jennifer, Road Jail Goon Squad has body cams, but not the regular COs. You can imagine if they went their El Salvador route? Yeah. Then it gets real. But, you know, we live in a country where we have a right against cruel and unusual punishment, right? Barn Dog, I appreciate you, man. We're going to do some more stuff on there this week, man. So just hang in there. We got some more stuff coming. Hopefully them numbers will start going up on... If you haven't watched Urban Crime Chronicles, you're watching this morning when we get done over here, Go check out Urban Crime Chronicles. We put a couple documentaries up last week. You might like what we're doing over there. I do think they're good. Need any help with your legal stuff? freedomfighterspc.com. Check us out on that, right? Anyway, man, going to be doing some stuff, putting that studio together, so stay tuned for all of that. Yeah, we got rights in prison. Well, you're supposed to have rights. But, at the same time, I said this before, man. Like, if I work there and you shit me down or threw piss, there's got to be a mutual respect, man. You need a mutual respect on both ends. There has to be respect. But it's destroyed, man. There is no respect. There's just nothing. So how do you fix it? Keep them cameras on. Start giving out some incentives, man. Let people really earn their way out of prison, right? Give out some incentives and watch how things start to change. If you want to fix prison, that's how you fix prison. That's it. That's how you fix prison. But anyway, man, we did a little live this morning, man. Stay tuned. We got that big one tomorrow night. Got a couple other ones I'm going to load up that are already done. Appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate everybody that donated. Unfortunately, man, something happened where they eliminated us for about 5 minutes on here, but, we were able to get back. You know what I mean? You have a great message as a former addict living a wild life in North Alabama. Also managed to change my life. If we can do it, anyone can. For sure, man. Change, man. Then, if you change your life, you don't have to worry about ever going back to prison. You know what I'm saying? We can't live in a lawless world either, man. Don't think I'm a bleeding heart liberal, because I'm not. I'm really a conservative, and I've said this numerous times, right? You can't live in a land where people just do whatever they want. Yeah, okay, Doug. Cameras, yeah, they should be nationwide. Why not? If you got nothing to hide, why not? If you're just coming here, to do your job, do it. I respect it, man. And I said this before, this is how you fix the system, right? You give people incentives, you put body cameras on the cops, you let people earn their way out of prison, you give them skills that when they get out, they succeed. You get them in a trade school, you get them a college degree. You can do all that. I don't want my tax dollars going to pay for college degrees. Well, guess what? If you paid for an associate's degree in some, a trade school like they already got that stuff, and they don't really teach much of it, right? But you're already paying for it. But it saves you money in the long run if a dude gets out of prison and becomes an electrician and he hires 3 or 4 other felons that stay working and don't go back to jail. It saves you money. They started giving good time. Man, you need more than just good time. And I said this before, right? William, I appreciate you, man. What's going on, brother? This is what I said. You put the body cameras on the cops. You come to jail. You got 20 years. Okay, you want to run around here and stab people? We got a place for you, man. We'll send you over to Attica. You want to stab people in the feds? We'll send you over to Big Sandy. We got this prison for you guys. But if you want to work on getting out of jail, we got this, 6-year program, 8-year program. Probably about 7. Your first year, what do we do? That's the intake. You're getting acclimated. You're coming to prison. That's your first year, right? Do a little whatever. We teach you how to get up in the morning, brush your teeth. Yeah, that's a big issue, right? You'd be shocked how many dudes you see in prison, hair all over, didn't brush their teeth, not showering. We get you ready, man. We get you ready for the real world, right? Next 2 years, what do? We get you a college degree, right? Next 2 years, we get you a trade school, right? You can earn your way out of prison. So now your 20 years only becomes 7 if you do the right thing. But in order for that to work, you got to have cops on board, right? You have to have this culture with cops on board that say, Deidre, where you at? Email me. Can you email me? Are you guys in Rochester? So anyway, you got 20 years, you can get out in 7. But you also need the cops to be on board, where the cops ain't writing you up and then you fuck your program up. You get kicked out, right? We're sending you to Big Sandy. Man, there's real consequences. You want to go to Big Sandy? You want to go to Attica? Don't do the right thing. But the cops can't use that as a crutch either to write you up for any little thing, man. It's all bullshit, man. Sometimes I met cops like, dude, I never wrote a shot before. And then you see other cops that every day they want to write a shot. Every day they want to let you know that they're the boss. It's a character flaw, man. You couldn't work in the private sector. That's why you work here. Go to child breast stinking, smelling like you just ate a dirty diaper. Yeah, you got to get people. Just ate a dirty diaper. You got to get, yeah, some people are absolutely horrible, man. Some people are absolutely horrible. But this is what has to happen, man. We need change, right? The whole culture has to change. A lot of these cops, man, don't really care because they ain't really getting that much money. There's a bunch of Vikings in prison, yeah. But if you want to get out of prison, you got 20 years, you got 40 years, you can do this program, man. And you can get your way out of prison. You could possibly get yourself out of prison, but it's up to you. It ain't up to me. That's how they should do it, man. It don't take a genius to figure this shit out. It don't. You just need someone that knows what they're doing. Everybody email Trump, man. Tell him put me on board, man. I'll go down there and teach him how to fix the Federal Bureau of Prisons. I'll teach you. You want some help? I can do it, man. I can put the whole program together for you in 30 days, man. I wrote a reentry program for Raybrook. I can do it in 30 days, man. I'll show you how to fix this shit. Trump's also talking about closing all the camps, the prison camps, and sending these people home on ankle bracelets, right? So if your loved one's sitting in a prison camp, they might be getting out soon. Why? Because he knows that there's a bunch of waste, man. You got these dudes in a prison camp going out working. There's really no cops overseeing these dudes. They can run, jump over the fence, grab a bottle of whiskey if they want it. They can run down to McDonald's, buy something to eat. They're out driving buses. Why is this dude in prison? Why are we paying correctional counselors and case managers and police, prison guards to watch over these dudes when they ain't really doing shit anyway? These dudes ain't a threat to public safety if they're at a camp. This is the type of shit that Trump's doing. How about that 5,000 they said they might give the people, man? Wouldn't that be nice to get a little 5,000 stimulus because of all the money that they saved? A lot of these people are like, damn, man, I lost my job. How am I going to take care of my kids? But really, man, you've been doing a bullshit job, man. You've been doing a job that, maybe they didn't really need. And when I say that, I'm talking in the sense of, case manager, counselor, unit manager, case management coordinator. You got all these people that don't do shit. Chad, what's your Cashapp? I'll give you the Cashapp. Amy, you know my Cashapp? Here's the Cashapp, man. If you want to help out, that's up to you. I don't like to ask people for shit, man. I really don't. And I don't ask people, Let's see. Boom, there it is. There it is. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you for even asking. But yeah, you want to fix the system? There's ways to fix it. Let me tell you something else about prison before we go. We've been on here a little bit, but we got interrupted, which it messed up my groove, man. When they interrupt us like that, it messes up my groove. I hate that shit, man. Alex Ryder. Sure they did. And that messes up my groove too. Bill's Mafia for life. Let's see what we do this year. You know what I mean? But man, listen, man, as far as fixing the system, the shit can be fixed. If people really wanted to fix it, it could be fixed. Bring me down there. I'll outline it for free. Pay for my plane ticket, man. I'll outline it, Trump. I'll outline it for you. Matthew Starks, man, I appreciate that, man. Matthew donated us $100 today. We appreciate you, brother. And then I think I told you guys the other day,